Over 200 Community Futures offices are located throughout Canada and provide small business services to people living in rural and northern communities. In Manitoba, there are 16 regions, 5 of which are located in the north. Community Futures North Central Development serves the North Central region, which consists of 17 communities. Our office is guided by a board of directors comprised of members from each community. So, what exactly do we do? We assist communities with business and community development by offering a variety of supports and resources, such as business loans, training workshops and information sessions, and providing one-on-one support to entrepreneurs. In other words, we are the place to go to when you want to find out how you can start, manage, or grow a business, or get a community project off the ground. Over the next few weeks, you are going to hear us talking about social enterprises. So I want you to get familiar with what a social enterprise is. Basically, it's a business that can be run by an individual, a group of partners, or even a whole community. But rather than its focus being on making a profit, the focus is more on how the business helps the community. Or in other words, what is the social impact of that business? It kind of falls somewhere in between being a nonprofit organization and being a for-profit business. So welcome to Business Basics Community Conversations, and let's see if you can get inspired to make a difference in your community.
Well, hello,
Michelle.
Roy.
Hello.
Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 5 territory, home of the Dene, Cree, Inuit, and Métis people. So welcome everyone to our episode 6.
Business Basics.
Yes.
What is it? We're building our communities one idea at a time.
That's right. And we've been sharing a lot of different ideas and talking to people that are running different enterprises here in the north, and hopefully inspiring some people or motivating some groups or just kind of getting those ideas out there.
I'm sure we are. There's been a lot of feedback on the comments with people entering the competition for the tablet, and they're giving great ideas for how they want to see recycling in their town, or some ideas of what training they want to see in their town. And we're passing this on to the people and our guests, so we can all make a change just by getting involved in something like this, guys. So thanks for being interacting with us, and yeah, keep it going.
Yes, absolutely. And we've been learning from our guests, and we've been sharing some nuggets of wisdom as we've gone along.
Yes.
And,
should we have a look at some nuggets of wisdom now?
Yeah, let's just review them, because it doesn't hurt to review them each week. So this one was the love what you do, right? Remember what that vision is, what that purpose is, and it'll keep you going through those hard times too.
Yeah, you'll certainly get sick of it quick if you realize you didn't actually love what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Know your community and what they want, what they need. Obviously, you got to find your little niche for your little enterprise. So, this is an idea we got from Rocket Greens, and they come up with a great idea of providing freshly hydroponic veggies and herbs and things up here in Churchill. So they really clicked into what the community needed and wanted.
Yeah, and I think they still continue to do that, right? They get that feedback, and they're seeing what sells and what are the foods that people actually will buy.
Absolutely. Figure out your financing, Michelle. That's Community Futures North Central Development is always helping heaps of people with getting off the ground and turning their dream into a reality, and getting your finances sorted on early on is key to that, right?
Absolutely. And just learning how to budget your own money first before you even start worrying about a business is a great step, and getting your own finances in order, and then being ready, get some money saved up so that you can have your share to put into this business, because it's never free.
All right. Well, we'll start with what you have. Any idea, you should be just starting to just do it. Just do it now. Look what you've got to make it happen right now. And Ken Biggity from Biggity and Biggity Puppets was just making puppets with his hands and socks, and eventually, it'll grow and it'll happen by itself, as people get interested in it. But start with what you have.
Exactly. And if you only have a little bit of money to start with, well, start small and gradually let it grow.
Partnerships. Perfect.
Yeah, and just how important it is to partner with other people, other organizations, be in tune with what is happening in your community so that you're not just doubling up on something that's already being done.
Right. And that sort of goes along with unify your community's mission and visions. If you make those partnerships, then you'll find that you share missions and visions with other community groups, and you can all sort of head towards the same goal of making your community better by building your dreams.
Yeah, and I think there's that snowball effect, like if you take you and this person and that person, and it all gets together, and it can really build momentum within a community.
Okay, well, there we are for that one.
Okay, so who's our guest today?
Well, our guest today, we pre-recorded. Let me just get that going. We pre-recorded.
So, Blair, can you tell?
We pre-recorded an interview with Blair Lundy from MnB's Gas Bar behind me. His logo there in Cranberry Portage, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, and we had to pre-record it because he is one busy guy. He's running that store, and he's there all the time. So he was working, and very kindly let us come in and interview him over Zoom. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit before you show that video, because his story was just such a very kind of heartwarming story, in the sense that Cranberry Portage is his home, and he really loves his community. And it was very apparent as he talked about being able to stay in his own community and work there and have a business there. And he shared with us, that when he was a teenager, he came to Cranberry and he didn't have a place to stay. And he was basically did some couch surfing, and the members of that community really brought him into their homes. I think he said pretty well everybody in that community at one point had him sleeping on their couch. And he loves them for that, for having given him, that security. And then he was working somewhere, and he had an accident, quite a serious accident, where he was no longer able to work at what he had been doing. And basically, for him to stay with that company, he would have to relocate to the city. I think it was Winnipeg, or it was somewhere bigger. And he just didn't want to do that. But there wasn't a lot of work in his community. And he decided that he would buy his business. He wanted to be his own boss, and he wanted to stay in his community. And I think a lot of our viewers might be able to relate to that.
Sure, absolutely.
Because in a lot of our northern communities, there aren't a lot of jobs. And there is that option to either relocate, which a lot of people don't want to leave home and family and their roots, or start a business, see what your community needs, and where there's a spot for you in there, and start your business, which is what he's done. And
Sure.
I just want to point out that it might not seem like a social enterprise, because this is a for-profit business. I mean, he needs to make money. This is his livelihood. But I want to point out that the social impact isn't always necessarily the community, although the community benefits from his business, because there aren't a lot of businesses in Cranberry Portage. But the fact that the social impact for him and for his family, right? That he's able to have employment for himself, for family members. And this is sort of a generational business that he's hoping he can pass down to his children.
For sure. Well, he wanted to live up north because it's the best place, right? So he's turned.
Absolutely.
Make it happen. He's made it happen. So let's play this video of with Blair Lundy.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, see you.
So Blair, can you tell us a little bit about how you came to own your business and what brought you to this point?
Well, I guess the main reason I do own my own business now is because I had got into an injury at work where I suffered severe burns, electrical burns. So it took me 2.5 years of planning, to sell my house here, sell most of my stuff to getting the money I needed, and also getting the environmental assessments done, business assessments, uh, making a business plan, making a with Greenstone. Greenstone
Yeah.
helped me a lot. 2009, they had built a brand new building here, and now it's this brand new building. I'll just give you a quick.
Okay. Very nice. Right. And you know, like we've been talking about social enterprises, and although your business, you know, it's a for-profit business, so it might not be on the end more towards the nonprofit, it's more on the end of the for-profit, but it still has that social impact. Like you're talking about, you're creating employment in a place where there isn't a lot of employment. And so you're creating jobs for people, and you're also creating something like what you mentioned about for your family, and it's something that can be handed down from generation to generation, right? Like your kids might end up taking over the store when you decide to retire,
Yeah.
and your grandkids might work there, you know, like it can is something that really can carry on.
Yes, this type of business is very potential to be carried on, and with just minimal supervision. You know, like once I get more money and more things, I will have all kinds of cameras, all kinds of gadgets and stuff like that, so that I can monitor it 24/7 anytime I want from wherever I want. So I feel very good about it. I feel it's every parent's, you know, dream to provide for their kids. Like this is a business that could provide for your family forever. Like once the bills are paid off, like the loans,
Yeah.
this business can provide a whole family, multiple families. Like if you just treated it right. And I was on the streets of Winnipeg from 17 and a half to 18 and a half until I went out west and worked. And I've been coming back to Cranberry all the time for fires or whatever. But I've always came back until I had a family, and I brought my family here in 2006. The people have always helped me. They've, you know, I was not a perfect model A student or a perfect model A teenager, but they always forgave me. They always helped me out no matter what.
And it's really about taking your power back, right? That
Yeah.
now you're your own boss, you control your destiny. And as long as you're providing a service or a product that people are willing to pay for and, you know, support you in, which obviously they are.
Yes. It, the community is very supportive.
So Blair, what advice would you give to somebody, you know, maybe in a different community, or any of our viewers that are listening that are thinking about starting a business, but aren't sure whether they should or not, or what advice would you give to somebody?
I would say call Dennis Green and Thompson, and don't stop calling him. Just keep calling him and ask him if I should do this business. And if he says no, then wait a couple hours and ask again.
And Dennis Green, for anybody that doesn't know, he works in our office at Community Futures in Thompson. He's our business development officer.
Yeah, so there's lots of supports, and like even Community Futures doesn't know all the supports, you know, like but they're a good starting block up north is Greenstone and Community Futures in Thompson.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like I just had to phone somebody to start making a business plan because I knew I wanted to buy this business, and they just helped me start writing the business plan.
Awesome.
Gave me some templates, gave me some whatever, connect the dots and fill out sheets and answer some questions, and they did all the mumbo jumbo jargon, you know.
Right. It sounds though like
More
you're
than
somebody
fifth.
willing to put in that hard work.
Yeah, I think I was working even 8 to 10 hour days, phoning people and asking and phoning and trying to get things moving. And it's
Right.
finally December 1st. I think it was from uh, March of 20, yeah, March from 2020 to December 1st, 2020 is when I finally got the business.
Okay. Well, congratulations on being an owner of a new business. And I'm so thankful you were willing to talk to us today.
Yes, please come on by. Coffee is always not fresh, and people are friendly.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good to know. Okay. Well, thank you, Blair.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was a nice chat with Blair.
That was really nice. Yeah. And, I think what really came across to me is just the power of community,
Mm-hmm.
be feeling supported and and then giving back. So I'm really glad we got to talk to him.
Also, kudos to, Community Futures. I mean, he just shows how, you pick up the phone and you make some calls and people are there to help you. You can make your business or your enterprise, into a reality by, getting in contact with you guys and people like that. It's good to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
We'll have to add that to our nuggets of wisdom, right? To get supports. The supports are there and to utilize them for sure. Okay. So I'm kind of excited about the next part of our show.
Oh, the next part. Oh, you mean the part where we give away a prize?
Yes. Yes. That spinny wheel.
The spinny wheel. This is our favorite part of the show, guys. So at this time, we are in a few seconds. Someone's gonna win a Lenovo Smart Tablet. Every week we give one away by we just asking you a simple some questions to get you involved and interacting with each subject of our show. Last show we asked you because we had Nick from the Thompson Lions Club talking about recycling batteries, and we asked you what you would like to see in your town perhaps recycled, or any ideas to do with recycling, because there's always things that part of that sort of recycling sort of family of ideas, and we had all sorts of ideas from plastics and bags and the things at the metal dump here in Churchill, and even people just saying, look, recycle everything. It's a great idea any which way you look at it. So there's a few people here on this wheel that are now entered into the draw. Okay, so let's get this going on. Can we see the wheel there? Let's get it spinning. So all of these people, a couple of Churchillians, these are all Northerners that have interacted and are about to give away. But ladies and gentlemen, Miriam. Well done, Miriam. I'm proud of you. You've won yourself a tablet. That'll get you. Miriam's
Congratulations.
she's a great gal here in Churchill. She's got plenty of enterprises on the way with her art and everything. She'll make good use of that tablet.
Oh, very good. Well, congratulations to her. So what's the question we're going to ask for this week's prize?
All right, okay, viewers. So if you're watching now, make sure you put your comment in straight away after you're watching this show. You put the comment in on this very video. We'll share it around again before next week. But what you have to do is put your comment in relating to our guest today with Blair. But we want to see what sort of small business that you would like to see started up in your town. So you don't have to give us all your secrets on what business you want to start up, all right? You might be keeping that secret till you're ready to launch. But if you just want to, maybe there's another kind of little business that, geez, I'd just love to see this in my town. So I won't give you any ideas. That's up to you. So be creative. What kind of little small business would you just love to see in your small northern community?
Perfect.
And we'll give away another tablet on the 10th of March at 2 p.m., just like we just did then.
Yep, sounds great. Okay, so coming up in terms of workshops, we are finishing up the Indigenous Women's Workshop. Tonight is our last session. It was full with 10 women. It's been a great group. And so that's wrapping up. But there are a couple of other women's workshops coming up right away. There's one tomorrow. I just got the information on this, called Strike Up 2021. It's a digital conference for women entrepreneurs. And if anybody's interested, they can just go to this. We'll put the links on our Facebook page, and you can just go ahead and register for this. It is free. So there's that one tomorrow. And then on March 8th and 9th, we've got the Canada's Feminist Response and Recovery Summit coming up, and that's on the Government of Canada website. So if anybody is interested, again, you can register directly by clicking on the link, and we will post those links. And then we've got some governance training. We're continuing with that. We just finished a session last week with Frank Atnikov on the essentials of succession planning. And we had quite a few Northerners attend that. I think we had 10 people registered for that. And we've got some other ones coming up, board governance basics. And these two workshops are the same workshop. So it's just that there's 2 different times and days to choose from. So there's March 16th from 10 to noon. You can register for that one, or you can register for an evening one on March 23rd, 6:30 to 8:30. And you can see on the posting there that it's kind of some of the learning about those basics that have to do with being on a board or running a board. So that's coming up. And I want to kind of throw it out there to people that we're looking for more workshops to do, but we don't just want to, necessarily choose them ourselves. We'd like to know what you might be interested in, or what are you looking for? And, it could be to learn more about social enterprise, or just learn more about how to start a business. What are the first steps to take, or how do you deal with GST, or how do you deal with the CRA, or whatever it might be. How do you set goals, or anything? I'm just throwing out ideas, but we'd love to do some workshops.
Well, I was lucky enough to sit in on a workshop or two with you, Michelle, and they're going really good, and the people are learning stuff, and it's actually quite exciting. And just like we're here doing this live stream and on these other workshops, there's support out there for people that just want to have their idea and want to see what the steps are to sort of turn it into an enterprise or a business, and help their community, help their family, give themselves a future that they actually want. So I hope people really put in some ideas what they want to see, because there's people out there that are dedicated to to provide that to you. So let's get some feedback on that. What sort of workshops you want to see in the future? Get Michelle working. She's
well, and the great thing about the workshops is that they're so interactive that we learn from each other. We have a wealth of information, and different people that are in our workshops have different experience, and they're able to share that and inspire each other and teach one another. So yeah, we'll get that going.
Get it going. Get us going. Get it going. Cool. Oh, are we done for today?
I think we are done for today, Roy.
Okay, well, shall I cue the music? And remember, guys, put your comments in, and let's get interactive. We'll see you all next week, eh?
Okay, take care, everyone.
Boom.